What's up? This is Dustin from BG's Tabletop. We're back with the daily vlog number 7 from expanding our game store. It's been really cool to talk to folks coming into the store and mention they're following along with the progress. So thank you so much for checking out the video. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It helps the channel grow. We hope to continue with this YouTube channel as we go through the expansion and beyond. So be sure to subscribe. So today we are talking about working on the business versus working in the business. And if you're not familiar with this concept, I'm going to break it down a little bit and share some examples, specifically how it translates to our store. So working on the business versus working in the business means two different things. The first one, working on, is doing like high level things that help kind of move the needle of growth for the business. So it might be networking, it might be going to conventions, some professional development, responding to some emails, doing outreach like going to different schools and seeing if they need some extra support with their after school program. So these higher level things, working on the business versus working in the business. So this is more of like the day-to-day things, the tasks that need to be completed every day or weekly or whatever it may be. So this can range from like cleaning the bathroom to making sure the shelves are organized to being on shift behind the register, helping support guests or supporting events in the store. I wanted to talk about this today because usually Wednesdays are very much a working in the business for me. I think there are drawbacks and benefits to both, of course. I think working in the business, I can never see myself never not working in the business as long as the store is a part of what we're doing. Maybe like 10, 15, 20 years, well, 10 probably not, but 15, 20 years from now, if we've moved on and kind of have someone else in charge of the store, maybe I become someone who is not very much the face of the store anymore. But that's very hard to imagine. So I think as long as like the store is a part of our lives and part of what I do, working in the business will be a pretty big function of my day-to-day stuff. And that can be just as simple as being behind the register. Maybe if I get to the point where I'm only working 1 or 2 shifts a week. That would be kind of ideal, because then a lot of the working on the business stuff I can really push and grow and improve our business in other areas. So Wednesdays, again, very much working in the business. One of the benefits to me working in the business is I have a bit more control over our labor costs, because I can decide how many hours I'm going to be paying myself. What is really cool is this past like 3, 4, 5 months, we were essentially paying all hours of the store that we were open. So any shift where we needed someone behind the register, it was a paid shift. So in the past, when we first opened, like when we very first opened, I didn't pay myself anything. So there were no hours paid, but we were having the plan to always work towards being able to pay those hours and hiring a staff, and then eventually now been able to pay myself for all hours worked. However, with the expansion, things are going to shift again. So again, we're going to kind of invest that money, invest that sweat equity to bring that black line back up and grow and make some profit in the long run. So I think I mentioned this in a previous video, working in the business is going to be a lot of what I do almost every day once we work through the expansion. What will be good is, and what's great about working retail, is there are some downtimes. It's not necessarily like a restaurant where you're pretty much busy from lunch till like 3 or 4 and you get like people coming in here or there. With retail, there's definitely some downtime and always some stuff that I'm working on in the background while I'm behind the register. So when we do have those 2 scheduled staff, 1 staff then plus myself, the main staff will be helping and attending to guests, and I'll only need to step up and support when we're running events or it gets busy. So working on the business or working in the business, it's gonna be a lot of what I do from here on out. Again, I want to talk about this because Wednesday, this is what we do. Wednesday is very much working in the business. I didn't even because I got up early, I was still working in the business. I had to fulfill orders. I had to take care of some other errands. And then I'm at the store from noon to about 1, where I kind of just get the store ready for staff who will come here at 1:30. And then I'm off to a school to do a Pokemon after school club. And then after this club, I'm back and we do our Commander night. So I'm helping support the Commander event. Usually there's like an hour or two during the Commander event where I can kind of work on something. It just depends on my energy levels a lot of the time on Wednesdays. So I'm working on the business stuff that I'm currently doing in the background, maybe not today, as the expansion. That's a big part right now, working on the business, is like researching retail displays, budgeting for that. I just did almost our final numbers for the cost of the expansion. Kind of had some rough numbers previously, and then now I've really drilled it down. So seeing where areas where we can kind of save some cost, because ultimately anything that we save, we will be investing in inventory for the expansion growth as well. So now that we have a bigger space, we have more space to fill. So that'll be a big chunk of where a bit of our profit goes for the next couple months. That is it, I think, for today. It's a longer video, but it is a kind of a concept that's pretty important when you start a business and worth considering and worth divvying up your time. I mean, I even have an Excel sheet or Google sheet that tracks the days that I should be working on certain things. Don't follow it as much as I think I could, but these are really important things to consider if you're doing a business, and how you can separate your working on tasks versus working in tasks. But thank you for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow, so be sure to come back and check it out. We'll see you then.